excited and I'm overwhelmed, but this is how I already live. Like I already ask these questions. I already believe in this way of living. I don't consider it inconvenient. I consider it like exciting to meet people like you who get it, who I can actually depend on. And I guess it comes down to a level of transparency that we don't have in our food system. And so I would like to tell people listening, if you go to a store or the farmer's market and you're buying eggs that say that they're organic eggs, whether they're certified or not, that actually means something. But not all eggs are created equal. Not all organic eggs are created equal, because if that's an organic egg, but the chicken is being fed conventional or sprayed, regardless of what we're talking about, the chemistry of it, that is not what resonates with me, but sprayed or conventional corn and soy, what's in that egg and how's that going to affect my health? So Chris, what makes your organic, not certified, but your organic eggs better?
So the big thing is that our chickens are also rotationally grazed. So there's, I think a lot of people either don't consider or just it's not marketed enough. But the diversity in the diet is so key. And so when you get an egg, what you should be looking for is the richness of the color of the yolk. So you actually want it to appear more of an orange kind of a color. If it's a really healthy egg, you're going to have more beta carotene in that egg. You're going to have more vitamin E in that egg. And then the yolk, sorry, not the yolk, the white itself should have more of a kind of a doming on it. If you crack that egg into a frying pan, you don't want to see the white just kind of splatter out. It should hold a much tighter shape. So a dark, rich orange yolk and what I'll call a domey, tighter egg white is what the consumer should be looking for to identify whether their eggs are good. And the diversity of the diet is going to be the big thing. So our chickens are getting more protein from insects that they harvest themselves through foraging and through the greens that they're getting in their diet. Because we have mixed pastures. We have 5 different legume species in our pasture. We have over 8 unique grass species. We have different tall herbs. We have different short herbs. And so these chickens are getting a huge percentage of their diet from what they pick yourself, which you'll actually see when you come for a farm tour. We'll go visit those chickens and you'll witness them all spending most of their time just pecking and scratching through the ground, even though they've got a feed tray available to them.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that. But Aviad, so you're listening and I see you're nodding and smiling. And it just comes back to, if you're giving one of your patients advice and you just say like, it's really good to eat eggs, eat 2 eggs every day. Is that enough? Or do you have to tell them this information? Because there's a big difference between that egg and another egg, right?
So that depends on the patient. I have a spectrum of patients. I got the patients who are already like you and Chris, very well aware. And I don't have to tell them much more except add more eggs to your diet or add some more protein. And they know what to do. And I always have in my notes organic, grass-fed, etc., etc. For everything that you eat, even if it might be harder, just try your best. And I get the patients who don't understand any of this. This is all completely new to them. And then I do have to spend a little bit. Yeah. And they will, I'm at the start of their journey. So then I do spend more time explaining of details like what Chris is saying, talking about, I want to go into more details about the egg. Yes, let's go talk about the color of the yolk. And what does that mean? What does that yellow mean or the orange mean? It's, beta carotene, that's where they get in the color. And sometimes we have to be careful, like, Chris is doing it properly, but there are some other
they just change the feed.
They just add beta carotene to the feed, but they leave everything else as bad, so it looks orange, and it is orange, it is more beta carotene, but it doesn't have the other 100 extra nutrients that Chris's eggs would have, but it's orange.
So I think really the moral of the story is it's not, is organic food better for you or not? It's have friends who can help you navigate our complicated food system to go much beyond the label and to understand what we're eating. Because the conversation we just had about the egg, we could have that about cucumber. We can have that about a cracker. We can have that about a hamburger. We can have it about absolutely anything. And the story behind how it got to our plate is really the most important thing. And so organic just almost becomes a term that maybe even gets in the way and overwhelms a lot of people. So I obviously make myself available to anybody to have that conversation with. And I really appreciate that both of you seem to be as available and on the foreground of being patient, no matter where someone's on their journey, but also being there that can hold and create space and educate people, not just tell them that they're doing something wrong. It's not with shame, but it's about moving forward together in a better way. And I just appreciate your intelligence and your practices, and that you both embody your messages and what you're doing so fully, and believe that we are better together. And that's going to be the thing to create a healthier food system and bridge that gap between human health and environmental health that seems that is really what we need these days. So yes, organic food's better as long as there's good humans involved in that whole supply chain, right?